Welcome back to CentralCoastRadio.com. I'm your host Kyle, and I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different than usual. I'm going to be talking about the recent kids film Paw Patrol: The Mighty Movie. A little bit different than the films that I usually review, but it was nonetheless still quite an entertaining and exciting movie. I mean, it starts with fire and explosions and danger at this wreckers yard, and a new villain has stolen this powerful electromagnet. And, there's people that need to be rescued, and it's all just business as usual for Paw Patrol, who everyone's favorite search and rescue pups are back for another furry adventure, and this time they're supercharged. So, uh, as always, Paw Patrol, they're led by 10-year-old boy Ryder, voiced here by Finn Lee Epp. And the Paw Patrol are a team of these amazing talking dogs. Each of them have their own special vehicle, and these heroes protect the citizens of Adventure City. Now, all of this as the team's littlest member, Sky, played by McKenna Grace, hopes to prove herself as capable as her friends. One day, the mad scientist named V, played by Taraj P. Henson, causes a meteor to crash into the middle of the city. And thanks to quick action by Paw Patrol, nobody is harmed, but examining the meteor leads to unintended consequences. That is, that each pup is then blessed with superpowers thanks to these magical crystals that are contained within. Now they are dubbed the Mighty Pups. Each member is more capable than ever before to help the city. At the same time, sent to prison for her crimes, V joins forces with Paw Patrol's arch nemesis, already serving time, Mayor Humdinger, played by Ron Pardo. And together, the dastardly duo escape and before long set off on their evil scheme, which is to steal these magical crystals back from the Mighty Pups and to use their powers for to use the crystals' powers for their own nefarious intentions. It's of course up to Paw Patrol to save the day, and for Sky to prove that Ryder is right in believing that no pup is too small to make a difference. Now, this is, of course, based on Keith Chapman's insanely successful children's TV series Paw Patrol, and but this film is actually a sequel. It follows on from the events of 2021's Paw Patrol the movie, and it follows the little German Shepherd called Chase, played by Christian Convery, uh, Bulldog called Rubble, played by Luxton Handspiker, and really the rest of the crew are joined by a new recruit called Liberty, which is a small dachshund who was introduced in the last movie, and her character is played by Marseille Martin. And I don't know, it's a surprisingly action-packed and touching adventure, which is sure to thrill young audiences who may be too young for your average superhero movie. Now, I only had a small amount of knowledge of Paw Patrol when I went to go see this film, so I was actually surprised by just how much I enjoyed it. The returning director, Cal Brunker, he's worked in various roles on some of the biggest CGI kids films in recent memory, like from Despicable Me to Minions to Ice Age. Like his resume is quite impressive. So little wonder then that the action and adventure and the animation in Paw Patrol: The Mighty Movie is really top notch, and I think a step above what you may expect. What somebody may expect having watched the much more lower budgeted TV series of Paw Patrol. Uh, Now, the film is fully aware of the silliness of its premise, and it proudly embraces it, which allows the story which can be enjoyed by grown-ups as much as by kids. There's a few gags here and there which, by design, would go over some child audiences' heads, but these jokes kind of had me rolling. Like, I'm not lying. I actually really did enjoy this movie. I thought it was quite entertaining, quite funny. Like there's fourth wall breaking humor about merchandising and other topics are made fun of, but refreshingly, the film is never overly cynical or much more importantly, it's never inappropriate in its approach to humor as far as being a kids' film. Um, Now, while this is a follow up to the 2021 film, the characters in the story are instantly accessible, I think, to the film's young target audience. I think impressively so, in fact, as I noticed just how much the film kept even the smallest audience members engaged at the screening that I saw. Like there were some kids with ants in their pants, kind of jumping up and moving around as you get in all kids films. But uh, I think the mix of action and comedy it really kept the majority of the audience firmly planted in their seats. Which, of course, anyone taking young kids to go see a movie like this, that's what they're hoping. They're hoping that the kids will actually be enthralled and excited by the movie. Like throughout the film, upon the introduction of every main character, whether it be Chase or Rubble or whatever, you could hear exclamations of recognition from young fans. It's Chase, it's Rubble, it's Sky, and yeah, as well as as they would also join in on howling along with their four-legged friends, and yeah, cheers and clapping when Paw Patrol eventually saved the day. It's really the whole movie had this really fun atmosphere, and it also had a great soundtrack, including a new song by Christina Aguilera, "Learning to Fly." So really, it really kept kids that were watching this movie entertained. I think also this is what I find so endearing about Paw Patrol. Even watching it as an adult, I wasn't taking a kid to the movie. Just watching this movie as a reviewer as an adult, I found the movie uh, really endearing in just how earnest the film is, and it's something that's lacking from mainstream superhero films that are actually aimed at my age range. Like it, it, it may be a children's film, but it's a cute and exciting and funny one, and it kept me just as interested as the youngsters around me. It was such a sincere. I think that's the key word. It was just such a sincere film with I don't know, just it had such a heartwarming story about good versus evil, as well as just believing in yourself and having faith in your friends. Um, like it's a film which succeeds not only in entertaining its pint-sized audience, pint-sized target audience, I should say, but also in the grown-ups who went along with them. It's fun not only for fans of the series, but I think it's a perfect movie to introduce kids to going to the cinema. Like if you believe that your child is just old enough to start going to movies, I think this is a perfect kind of movie that you could take them to introduce them to the experience of going to a cinema. Yeah, so I feel great about this, but I actually am going to give this 4 out of 5. Even as an adult, I really enjoyed it. The kids in the cinema loved it, and yeah, I had a great time with this movie. I actually want to check out the Paw Patrol the movie now. It's yeah, I'm surprised. I can't stress just how surprised I am by just how much I enjoyed this kids movie. So yeah, yeah, go. I can't say go check it out if you don't have kids of your own, but if you have kids, and it's a kind of movie that you're worried about, you don't know whether you'll enjoy if you take your kids to. I think there's plenty here for adults to enjoy. So yeah, you're listening to CentralCoastRadio.com, and we'll be back right after this.